I hate the word unconscious bias. I just think it's racism's racism. Unconscious bias for me is a label that's been brought in to help make racism sound nicer.
More palatable, yeah?
Nice racism. But what you're talking about is something which is systemic. Now, systemic racism is probably what you two are discussing or talking about more, where there is so much attached to a race of people that regardless of how many generations plod on, that thought process is still there.
But what I would say, if you're answering the question that you said, you put out there, can we stop blaming? Yeah, we should stop blaming them now. Because ultimately, Scott has had a kid, and his kid has no clue, nothing to do with racism. He will learn that from his dad, and Scott wasn't a part of that time either. It's Scott's granddad, and Scott's granddad probably wasn't a part. This is great, and it's like, so this is all hearsay and what people are teaching their fellow people after that. My son has no clue about racism yet. All right. He's not had to be a part of it. He's not had to witness it. He's not had to, nothing. He doesn't know about it.
I think that's unfair to say because he may have experienced it and not known.
Not realise what it is.
All right. The likelihood at this age at the moment, all right, the only way it gets put out is that I heard dad turn and call him a black this or a white this or whatever. And then he's heard it. And then he's gone to school and he's gone and said, oh, I'm going to call you a black this or a white this. Do you know what I mean? That's how it's come about. Not because they've lived any of this slavery stuff. They don't know about it. So when we sit there and say, can we stop blaming them? I don't understand why we still do. There's generations underneath us that have no clue. But we're sitting there putting out all of this stuff that we put out there all the time, and we keep on doing it, and we're forever doing it, and we're continuing to like the title says, blame them. Why are we blaming them for? Do you know what I mean? They didn't bring me up. They didn't bring my child up. What it is we're doing things, and even they're the white people, if you like, are doing things at the moment where they're now turning and they're teaching their children these things, partly because the same things we're saying now. Like Rain just brought up, hoodies are, because I'm wearing a hoodie, I'm going to rob someone. Like these are all, my son doesn't know about that, your son doesn't know about that, but they're learning it now because we're teaching them that. And it's what we're teaching them. When we're saying and we're putting these things out there, it's us putting it out there.
So can I answer your question? I appreciate what you say, and I agree to it to a certain extent. And the question I'm going to ask is a genuine question. If we go by your theory, that means ultimately
racism would have stopped.
It would have stopped
2 years.
2 years ago?
No, 2 generations after the slave trade ended.
No, because the funniest thing is, it was always the same thing we're doing now.